Would you believe it if I told you President Vladimir Putin only earns $112,000 per year? Or so he claims. The man's fortunes and assets have been a mystery for quite some time, but it all shifted when he became president of the Russian Federation back in 2000. His true salary is now being called into question as images of yachts, private jets, luxury residences, and expensive jewelry are beginning to surface. So far, we know that Putin owns at least 58 private airplanes, an entire fleet of yachts, and dozens of designer watches worth up to $700,000, which is more than 6 times his salary. The Graceful, one among his 4 yachts, is said to have cost $1.2 billion. 5 of his 58 planes are said to be equipped with cabins worth $11 million each and can accommodate up to 186 people. And at least one of his private jets is equipped with a $60,000 golden toilet. Now, I'm not going to just stand here and say that I need a golden toilet on my private jet, but having one would definitely be nice. But the biggest question of all, and what many believe is key to revealing the truth about Putin's fortune, is Putin's secret $1.4 billion mansion built off the shore of the Black Sea. Let's dive inside Putin's secret $1.4 billion mansion and why it's worth so much. Okay, so this multi-billion-dollar estate is without a doubt one of the most expensive homes ever constructed. But why spend so much on a mansion and then keep it a secret from everyone? Well, many believe it must have been built with government cash that was illegally rerouted. Naturally, Putin denies such allegations and in fact claims he has no ties whatsoever to the property, along with 8 other properties he is now identified to own. So let us first check out some of his other luxury homes before we get to the main attraction, his $1.4 billion home. It's no secret that since the Middle Ages, the Moscow Kremlin was the main official residence of the Russian leaders. Unlike the US President's Oval Office, Putin's Kremlin office is a rectangular shape, and in contrast to the Oval Office, the windows are located on the left side of the president's table, not behind it. Also, unlike the US president, who is expected to live in the White House, Putin does not live in the Kremlin, which brings us to Putin's first known home, Novo Ogaryovo, also known as Putin's White House. Instead of settling into the Kremlin, Putin chose to refurbish Novo Ogaryovo, a 19th century building in the Moscow area. He put in a pool table, a heated swimming pool, 2 cooling plunge pools, a sauna, multiple dining rooms, as well as several boardrooms. The estate is lavish to say the least. He also owns a lakefront villa called Lake Valdai that makes up 23,000 acres on a secluded peninsula with boating and fishing opportunities. Of course, Putin has access to a number of other facilities, including a bowling rink, an indoor theater, as well as a private church. Putin also owns an unknown apartment at an unknown location. This is the only residence that officially belongs to Putin as a private individual. Very little is known about how the secret apartment looks, except for its 77 square meter size, which is remarkably modest for Russia's president. Odds are that it's in St. Petersburg, where Putin grew up. Putin also owns a garage that measures 18 square meters. Along with that, Putin owns a 153 square meter apartment in Moscow that was allocated to him during his time as prime minister under Boris Yeltsin in the late 1990s. Of course, none of these homes come close to the $1.4 billion house known as Putin's Palace. Pleasing to the ear, don't you think? Even I tried calling my house the Mr. Exclusive Mansion, but let's be honest, it doesn't sound nearly as good as Putin's Palace. Know what I mean? And a palace it is indeed. Putin's mansion is surrounded by a 40-acre forested slope on the Black Sea's edge and was designed to resemble vacation houses of the 8th century. It's got enormous pillars, stone archways, and courtyards fit for a modern monarch. The house is at least 3 stories tall, with an extravagant staircase leading up to a huge patio surrounded by colossal Roman-style columns in the entryway. The entire house is encompassed by a rusted iron fence with solid gold trimmings and a big gold imperial eagle above it. Just voicing out what I have in mind here, but I think it's a fence with something like a solid gold eagle in the center of the house sounds a little too spectacular, even for a world leader. A magnificent formal garden surrounds the courtyard, which may be viewed through the 79 windows. There are well-planted hedges, a big fountain, and an arching patio in the garden. A few of the hedges have been shaped into a love heart. Even powerful world leaders, I suppose, can get soft from time to time. 3 distinct helicopter landing pads are located on the roof of the house, each of which is usually occupied by a $1 million chopper. Isn't it exactly what you'd expect from a billionaire? There have already been limited glimpses of the home's interior, and what's been leaked to the world reveals a lot about what may be found deeper into the residence. If your entrance is this extravagant, you can bet the remainder of the place is as well. Gold ornamentation, lavish crown molding, scalloped columns, and magnificent hand-painted watercolor paintings similar to those found in Renaissance palaces surrounding the Rococo Hall. 2 massive crystal chandeliers and hundreds more hand-painted artworks fill the space. The precise number of bedrooms in the house is unknown, but what has been leaked indicates that they are luxurious from top to bottom. The ceiling in the bedroom is gold-etched with intricate designs. Gold is also used to decorate the canopy bed, and as you've probably realized, Putin has had an absolute love for gold. Security and employees have their own quarters at the house. There's a pool, a private indoor cinema, and there's also an outdoor amphitheater where I can quite imagine Putin is reenacting someone like Shakespeare or reading over his public remarks. There's also a tea house and an indoor casino, both of which are absolutely required while administering a country. So how exactly has this expensive mansion been linked to Putin? Well, several of Putin's close allies donated money to renovate Russian hospitals a few years before the estate was completed. The government obtained the necessary equipment from, you got that right, more of Putin's buddies. Naturally, they received a substantial discount. Those undeclared funds were then transferred to the offshore accounts of even more of Putin's friends. The money was then utilized to fund the palace, which was dubbed Project South. A whistleblower leaked that Putin was in control of the palace's decor and spent most of his time there near the completion of construction. Alright, if you were given that kind of political power, what would you name your palace? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Mr. Exclusive, and we'll see you in the next one.